The battle lasted for 10 days, and in the final assault, the school was devastated. The army displayed the weapons they said they found. Omar Hassan's son, Hassan, was among the dead. Ghazi was said to have been killed here, in this basement. And all that remains of the school is this empty ground.
This area is just a short walk from the Red Mosque down there, but as the fighting began, we were all pushed back here, and this whole area became basically a military camp, and no one was allowed to leave. But caught in the middle were Iram and Fahim Sadar, whose house this is, and I'm just going to see if Iram is in.
The violent outcome of the siege left Iram and Fahim with mixed feelings, but they soon discovered that people who had not been close to the events had a more black and white view.
Fahim, do you think that the Red Mosque was really definitive, or was a defining moment in terms of everything that happened?
Okay, we're near the Red Mosque, so we look at almost every angle of the discussion. If you go outside Islamabad, they just have one thing to say. They said that the president then should have never done this. This was literally evil what he did, and that's why he lost his presidency. That's all they say. Middle classes are basically fed up with the way the government is handling things, and they're fed up with the so-called extremism on both sides.
You know, you've got the extremist Islamic militants, and who are willing to listen to nothing. And then you've got this side, this sort of Western extremism against the war on terror, or whatever it's called.
And that's just
that's another extreme.
Yeah.
I think people like us are caught in the middle.
Yeah. The other thing I've sensed personally has been the growing resentment almost amongst middle classes towards Western and US policy in Pakistan in particular.
That's true. Let's see America apply those policies on America. First, let's see that. Let's see them apply those policies on Israel. Let's see that, no? Because what does America think it can do?
Ghazi lies buried in his ancestral village, far from the capital. His wife, Humaira, brought their children to visit his grave on Eid at the end of Ramadan, 1 year after his death.
The children are happy to come here because they feel near to their father. The older sons are aware of the cause that their father was martyred for, and they know that he did not bow to the cruelty of the government. But my youngest son, Hamza, is affected by what happened. And whenever he picks up pen and paper and draws pictures, it's of the Red Mosque, the fighting, and the soldiers.
The authorities would not allow Ghazi to be buried in Islamabad, but his family say that his supporters make the journey to visit his grave. And his elder son, Harun, already feels his future is decided.
When I come here, I feel that I will continue my father's mission to bring about real Islam in Pakistan. The mission is to implement Sharia because Pakistan gained independence in the name of Islam. So we have to do that.
God willing, we're ready to sacrifice our lives for Ghazi's mission. Our morale is high because inflicting cruelty doesn't suppress belief, it intensifies it. If the government had acted with love, what's going on in Pakistan would not be happening.
When my son was born, I named him Rashid Ghazi. Many others are naming their sons Ghazi. If one Ghazi is martyred, others will be born. How many Ghazis will they kill? From every house you will hear the name Ghazi. From every home, a Ghazi will be reborn.
The attack on the mosque was called Operation Silence. I think it's true to say that many in Islamabad feared the Red Mosque was out of control, and they talked about the Talibanization of the capital. But the violence of the assault came as a shock. What strikes me today is that the antics of the students were nothing compared to the violence in Pakistan since the siege. Suicide bombings have become common, and there is an uneasy feeling that nowhere is beyond the reach of the militants. Now, there is a sense that the situation has got worse, not better. For Umm Hassan, this is a sign of God's displeasure, and her son, buried here, is a martyr.
God has changed the whole situation in Pakistan. Now there is no peace here. When innocent Muslims are killed, God takes away peace. And since the incident of the Red Mosque, there has been no peace or stability in Pakistan.
My journey now takes me from the capital